Hello, this is a follow-up on the Serger, the Singer 14U34 that I found in the Salvation Army trash. It was actually sitting on top of a dumpster just after Hurricane Irma, hence the F Irma bag in the back. And just want you to know, this Irma is not a person, it is a hurricane. And basically I lost just about everything to the hurricane, but this is not about the hurricane. This is about the Serger. So let's take a look at this little gem, which I have fallen in love with. I had to buy a pedal for it, and I did some work to it, cleaned it up, oiled it, and all that stuff. So let's take a look at what makes the Serger work. We have four threads coming through the Serger. We have the gray and the turquoise, and then we have the blue and the red. The gray and the turquoise, they go through these two tension adjusters right in front of us, the kind of off-color green and brown, and then they come down these channels, and then when they get down here they come into the secret area that has the lower and upper looper. Now it's all color coded. It's very intimidating. I found it intimidating at first, but once you get through it once or twice, it's just, you just follow the color coding and you have to pay attention, which I don't like to do, but you do get it. And so you can see the turquoise thread is in the upper looper, and then the gray thread is in what's called the lower looper. And you can see that just sneaking in right under the feed dogs, and now it's going out. So that's the lower looper, and that's the upper looper with the turquoise thread. Now with the lower looper on this older one, I found that in order to feed the thread through, I needed to attach the thread to a thicker piece of thread, like a number 70 or something heavy to get it to go through, because there's no way I was getting it through with the tweezers. Now we come back up top again. You have the blue thread and the red thread, and they go through and they come down, and one of them, the blue one, hooks under this piece right here, and then they both come under this hook, and then they come over this little gizmo here, and then they come down, and they pretty much thread like a normal sewing machine would. I found with this, there was no way I was getting these through with tweezers. It just wasn't happening. So I ended up using Grandma's old style threader. You know, the one that looks like it has a dime on it with the real thin wire, and using that I had no problem. Now up top, these four dials are your tension, and at first I was completely flummoxed by it, but I've since relaxed a little bit about it, and it seems to, I mean, you got to be way off on the tension to really mess it up. And then you come up top here, and then you have another adjustment here, which, I mean, basically I never touch, and that's right back here, and that's the tension for the foot. And underneath this dome, if you take this dome off, there is a port where you can drop a little oil for the needle bar shaft. So what we'll do is, what you do once you get your machine all threaded, then you come back. Well, I guess I should turn it on. That would help, right? Whoa! And you come back here after you get threaded and hold all the threads down against the bed. Because if you have one of them up here and one down there, they're probably not going to do what they should do. And now what we're going to do now is we're going to make what's called a chain. There we go. That's the whole secret right there, guys. And then we're going to make a little bag in a second. Now the other item you might find interesting on here is that there is a knife. And this is the knife right here. There we go. And in order to disengage the knife, you can pull it towards the center, and then you can flip it up. Then you can just sew without the knife. I find it really, really difficult because you have to have your fabric. I mean, it has to go right along this edge right here without any real variances, because if you scoot a little bit to the right or the left, then your loopers have too far to reach. So that's it for right now. Also, if you have any problems that are persistent, I did on this, and I had a problem with one of the needle threads. It just kept breaking. I couldn't figure it out. And that's how I ended up studying the tension, blah, blah, blah. Well, what was happening was that the what they call the throat plate or the needle plate is what we would call it in a sewing machine right here. That had a bend in it where the needle had come down on the prior owner and bent one of the little tangs on the plate, and that was causing the thread to break. So just a little tale about what happened. I guess this is what happens when you find your serger in a dumpster. This is absolutely beautiful. I would not have a serger. That was not even on my radar. I was looking for old sewing machines to sew up tote bags like the one you see on the left, and I came across this and I just love it. So in a second we'll make a little creation. I'm going to make a pouch from this piece of, this is actually a billboard, really thick material. And what we have to do is I'm going to take the clips off because I'm going to put a trim right along here because we can't do it once the bag is made, and we're actually going to put a trim up here also. So first I'm going to run this end here through, and it doesn't really matter how accurate I am because the machine is cutting as it's stitching. So like I said, this is just for the trim. And now we're done here. Okay, and we'd be little tail sticking out. There we go, and watch how quick you can make a bag. So now we're going to bring this up as such. Okay, and then come back and everybody talks about Wonder Clips. Well, I got my Wonder Clips from Home Depot. And here we go, and I do have Wonder Clips, but man, I love these for heavy fabric. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to come down along here. If the fabric's off, it doesn't really matter because the blade is going to cut it. There we go. I guess I better take the clip off there. Okay. There we go. And we take it off of this side. And then we just come in from this direction. There we go. And now what I have is, I have a little pouch for whatever ails you, whatever you need it for, and we can just bend it over, put a piece of Velcro in here. You would never use this pouch or anything because it's so tiny. And then we can just dress up the top piece right here by putting a piece going right across. Notice all the colors in the threads is because of I was trying to figure out how the tension. Notice all the different colors in the threads. Well, this is definitely amateur hour when it comes to figuring out your serger, because this is basically how you do it. I'm going to figure out the tension, so it was recommended that you get different color threads, which then will help you figure out where your tension is off, in fact, if it is off. So I thought you would enjoy that. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out, and do not be intimidated by your serger. Thanks for watching.